was used by me to siphon public funds and the payments typify money laundering transaction. I am not a director or a shareholder of this company, and I've never received any payments from this company. Similarly, I'm not affiliated or related to the shareholders and directors of the two companies. No evidence has been annexed. There is an accusation of alleged sensational but false accusations against the Honorable Lady Justice Esther Maina. My response, Mr. Speaker, it is alleged the special notice motion of on ground 4 on page 14 at a gross violation of the Constitution that I publicly attacked the Honorable Lady Justice Esther Maina and forcefully threatened to bring action against her. First, Article 160, Sub-Article 5 of the Constitution provides that the judge cannot be found liable in a court of law for actions taken in good faith in lawful performance of their work. This provision is not a ban on freedom of expression guaranteed under Article 33 of the Constitution, nor a bar of the right to seek redress for legal wrongs simply because a wrong is committed by a judge. They exit multiple legal fora in which to take action against a judge for inactions that are not lawful. My statements were protected speech consequent to a decision by the learned judge in a matter involving my personal assets, which I disagreed with and found to be wholly unfair. The matter having been concluded at that stage, my criticism of the decision was not sub judice, nor in any manner prohibited by law. While I respected the ruling of the learned judge, I was in absolute disagreement with it. Contrary to the assertions in the special motion, I did not forcefully threaten to bring action against the learned judge. I took actual legal action available to every citizen of Kenya under Article 160B, subsection 2 of the Constitution, which allows any person to petition the Judicial Service Commission for removal of any judge in the said manner. Here would be sub judice. A copy of the complaint is annexed herewith and marked Annexure RG 24. Mr. Speaker, I have been accused of diverting materials meant for construction of Kilifi Malindi Highway to tarmac a private road to Vipingo Beach Resort. My response, Mr. Speaker, I reiterate that Vipingo Beach Resort is registered in the name of the estate of my late brother, Honorable James Gachagua. Number two, the facts are as follows. King Charles III visited Kenya between 30th October 2023 and 30th November 2024. During his state visit, one of the designated places where King Charles III was to visit was Kuruitu Marine Conservancy, which shares a road with Vipingo Beach Resort. I have annexed a copy of the program for the state visit to Kenya by King Charles III, marked as Annex RG 25, which at page 13 on items 63 and 64 shows his departure and arrival at Kuruitu Marine Conservancy. There are several media reports confirming the visit by King Charles III to Kuruitu Marine Conservancy. I have annexed extracts of the media reports by the Star newspaper dated 7 November and by African News marked as Annexure RG 26. My understanding is that the road to Kuruitu Marine Conservancy was upgraded in respect of this visit, which also to benefit the local community, including amenities like Sheriani Secondary School, Sheriani Primary School, a mosque and a public market as part of the corporate social responsibility. I wish to point out that the alleged road, that is Takaungu Sheriani Vipingo, is a public road and not a private road leading to any property associated with the Deputy President, but a public road. Mr. Speaker, I have been accused of undermining the President and the Cabinet by allegedly making contradictory public statements from the position taken by Cabinet regarding the evacuation of the people residing along the Nairobi River. My response, Mr. Speaker, is that Article 147 of the Constitution provides that the Deputy President shall be the principal assistant of the President and shall deputize the President in execution of the President's functions. Article 28, which states that every person has inherent dignity and the right to have the dignity respected and protected. Article 29C, Mr. Speaker, states that every person has the right to freedom and security of the person, which includes the right not to be subjected to any form of violence from either public or private sources. Section 15G1 of the Land Act states that notwithstanding any provision to the contrary in this act or in any other written law, all eviction shall be carried out in a strict accordance with the following procedures. Be preceded by proper identification of this taking part in eviction or demolitions. Be preceded by the presentation of formal authorizations for action. C, where groups of people are involved, government officials or their representatives be present during an eviction. D, be carried out in a manner that respects the dignity, right to life and security of those affected. E, include special measures to ensure effective protection to groups.
Na tukubali ya kuwa kila mmoja wetu anaifanya ile kazi ambayo Yesu Kristo ameweza kutuachia. Na hivyo sisi kama Wakristo nasi tuweze
groups of people who are
kusimama katika lile ambalo linatuunganisha, basi tusizingatie zaidi mambo ambayo yanaweza kututenganisha, ya kuwa tuweze kutenda wema, na katika kutenda wema huu tukubali ya kuwa kila mmoja wetu anayo nafasi ya kuweza kutenda wema huo. Iwapo tutazingatia mambo ambayo yanatuweka kuwa tofauti, basi hatutakuwa tunaeneza ile injili ya kweli. Na ndio maana hawa wawili na vikundi vyao unawapata kuwa wameweza kujitenga. Ndio wanaifanya kazi moja, lakini wameweza kujitenga ya kuwa Paulo aweze kuwafikia wale watu wa mataifa, naye Kefa na wenzake waweze kuwafikia Wayahudi na wale wote ambao wameweza kutahiriwa. Lakini katika maisha yao wanavyoishi, wanavyotangamana, Paulo anasisitiza kuwa ni lazima waonyeshe utofauti, ya kuwa kile ambacho anahubiri ni kile ambacho kinafaa kuwaleta pamoja. Na ndiposa anamkemea Kefa na kumwambia aache unafiki ya kuwa anapokuwa na kikundi kimoja anajifanya kwa njia fulani, na kikundi kingine kinapokuja anajifanya kwa njia tofauti. Hivyo basi sisi kama
and proportionality during the use of force and give the affected persons the first priority to demolish and salvage their property. Critically, our Constitution provides at 140.
Kwa hivyo ukiweza kuzingatia kile ambacho kitatutenganisha, basi utakuwa
7.2 that first the Deputy President shall perform the functions of human rights, non-discrimination and protection of the marginalized. Adherence to these principles become extremely important when we as state officers are contemplating legal evacuation of citizens with a duty to avoid inhuman forced eviction that will be contrary to our Constitution and international law. While campaigning with President William Ruto, and subsequently when I was sworn in as Deputy President, the President and I promised as a key pillar of the Kenya Kwanza government that there will be no forced or unlawful evictions, and that all evictions will be human and entail legal compensation. Mr. Speaker, the Office of the Deputy President has undertaken extensive engagement with all parties in regard to cabinet decisions on eviction, which I fully support, including the Nairobi River, which is an entity under the Office of the Deputy President and the County Government of Nairobi. Adherence to these principles become extremely important when we, as state officers, are contemplating legal evacuation of citizens with a duty to avoid inhuman forced evictions that will be contrary to our Constitution and international law. Guideline number 6 of the United Nations General Assembly Guidelines for the implementation of the rights to adequate housing prohibits forced evictions, and that the state should ensure that any eviction under domestic law are fully compliant with international law. The guidelines further require meaningful engagement with communities to ensure that the rights of residents are implemented cooperatively without the need for eviction procedures or police enforcement. Mr. Speaker, I have supported the implementation of government directives on the eviction, save for the fact that on being informed that the persons residing along Nairobi River would be evicted and paid 10,000 shillings only, which I and many other Kenyans felt was inadequate compensation for eviction. I insisted that the government should abide by the constitutional dictates and international norms while implementing any cabinet decisions, including eviction, and maintain the dignity of the citizens of Kenyans facing eviction. My statements did not and cannot be construed to undermine the president by insisting that people should not be evicted inhumanly and without adequate compensation. Mr. Speaker, I have been accused of undermining devolution by allegedly holding a meeting in Nairobi Wakulima Market. The motion alleges that on 28 September 2024, I unlawfully interfered with the running of the Nairobi City County government by holding a public rally where I allegedly incited citizens against lawful directives of the county government on planning and location of markets. My response, Mr. Speaker, is that the motion alleges that on 20 September 2024, I unlawfully interfered with the running of the Nairobi City County government by allegedly inciting citizens against lawful directives. Article 6(2) of the Constitution provides that the government at national and county levels are distinct and interdependent and shall location of markets. I request that a video, next RG video 3, be played for the benefit of members to say what I say.
Na hivi ni mambo ambayo tunashughulika nayo kwa nyumba ya Mungu ama katika ufalme wa Mungu. Hivyo tunakumbusha kuwa tusijiombee tu sisi wenyewe, tuwaombee na watu wengine.
Please play the video for us.
Sisi wenyewe tuzingatie na watu wengine. Tukumbuke ni Mungu, sio baba yako peke yako, bali ni baba yetu aliye mbinguni. Katika mahitaji yetu basi tujiombee na tuwakumbuke wale wengine. Umeona katika somo letu la kwanza, Paulo anasisitiza ya kuwa masikini nao lazima tuwashughulikie. Kuna masikini ambao wako katika hali dhaifu ambao hawezi kujiombea. Mtu ambaye haoni haja ya maombi, huyo ni mtu maskini. Mtu ambaye hana muda wa maombi, huyo ni mtu maskini. Kwa hivyo wewe ambaye unaweza jitolea kuomba, basi jitolee umsaidie na kumwombea, kwa maana ni Mungu ambaye tunamwomba, ni Mungu ambaye anatuchukulia sisi kama watoto wake. Kwa hivyo Kristo anapotufunza sala hii, anatufunza kuwa tuzingatie umoja wetu, kwa maana Mungu ni mmoja na Mungu huyo anatuchukulia kama watoto wake. Tuangalie
kuongoza kupitia kwa kura wananchi. Tukumbuke ya kwamba wakubwa wetu, wadosi wetu ni Wakenya, na hakuna siku tunaweza geuka Wakenya. Tupatie nafasi ya uongozi. Kwa hiyo mimi niseme, watu ni wananchi, na wananchi ni wadosi. Niko hapa kuhakikishia shughuli. Mimi namuomba kiongozi wetu hapa Nairobi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My counsel has just drawn my attention that in my earlier explanation on Nairobi River, I have a video 1 and 2 that I would like you to play so that I buttress my point on what I meant. Please, technical video. Video 1 and 2.